name's Nina and welcome to today's Pilates class, which is ideal for people who are new to Pilates and also inflexible people like me. Let's begin the class by placing our hands on the lower part of our rib cage, and let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Breathe in through your nose and feel your rib cage expand into your hands, and breathe out through your mouth and feel your rib cage contract. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's turn around on our side and let's do some roll downs. So placing your feet down on the mat, place your hands behind your thighs and then sit up as tall as you can, as if somebody's pulling your spine nice and stretched through a piece of string through the top of the crown of your head. So sit up nice and tall. And then from here we're going to curl our backs. So we're going to roll down. Feel a nice stretch in your back before using our abdominals to bring us back to the seated position. So let's roll down and then use our abdominals to sit back up nice and tall. So let's roll down and then use our abdominals to sit up nice and tall. So we roll down with a nice curve in your back, and then use your abdominals to sit up nice and straight. So let's roll down and then use our abdominals to return us to the seated position. This time let's roll down and let's lift our right arm up and then down. Lift our left arm up and then down. So right arm up and down, and then left arm up and down before we use our abdominals to bring us back to the seated position. So let's once again roll back down and then lift our left arm up and then down. Lift your right arm up and down, left arm up and down, and last one, right arm up and down before using our abdominals to return us back to the seated position. This time let's roll down. I'm just going to shuffle a bit further down my mat so I've got enough room. So let's roll down and then let's keep going until we're back on the mat. So we're lying nice and flat on our mat. Let's take our arms in the air, palms facing each other, and then let's take our right arm towards the floor above our head and then back to centre. Let's take our left arm above our head and then back to centre. So take our right arm above our head and then back to centre. Take our left arm above our head and then back to centre. This time take both arms above your head and then back to centre. So take your arms above your head and then back to centre. So above our head and then back to centre, and last one above our head and then back to centre. Let's now take our right leg out, so push our right leg out and then back to centre. Push our left leg out and then back to centre. Push our right leg out and then back to centre, and then push our left leg out and then back to centre. Let's combine the leg and the arm movements. So push your right leg out, take your left arm behind your head and then return to centre. Push your left leg out, take your right arm above your head and then back to centre. So right leg, left arm, and then back to centre. Left leg, right arm, and then back to centre. Right leg, left arm, and then back to centre. Left leg, right arm, and then back to centre. Right leg, left arm, and then back to centre. And last one, left leg, right arm, and then back to centre. From here, let's go into a shoulder bridge. So your knees are hip distance apart, your feet are placed firmly down on your mat, your arms and hands are down by your side, your arms are engaged so they're gently pressing into the mat, your shoulders are down and back so there's no tension in your upper body. Shuffle your heels in towards your bum to make sure that you're in the correct position, and then from here, push through your heels and squeeze your glutes, and then peel your back. So the lower back first off the mat, then your mid back, and then your upper back off the mat until your weight is in your shoulders and not your neck. And there's a nice line running from your knees, hips and shoulders. So you're in a nice alignment. From here, let's take the right knee out to the side and then back to centre. Let's take our left knee out to the side and then back to centre. So take your right knee out to the side and then back to centre. Take your left knee out to the side and then back to centre. Take your right knee out to the side and back to centre. And last one, take your left knee out to the side and then back to centre. Let's just check our position. So keep squeezing your glutes to keep your hips up nice and high. And there's a nice line running from your knees, your hips and your shoulders. From here, let's take our knees out. So both knees out to the side and then back to centre. So take both knees out to the side and then back to centre. So take both knees out to the side and then back to centre. So we take both knees out and then back. So out and then back. Out and then back. Let's do 4 more. And 3, 2, and the last one. Let's now place our arms in the air. Let's take both arms above our head and then down to our hips. So take your arms above your head and then down to your hips. So take your arms above your head and then down to your hips. So above your head and then down to your hips. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and the last one. From here, let's pulse our hips. So we'll take our hips up and down a couple of inches. So let's pulse down and up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now return our back to the mat. So let's return the upper back first to the mat, followed by the mid back, then the lower back, and then let's release our pelvis back to the neutral position. So we're in the relaxed position for our bodies. From here, let's take our knees together and squeeze our hips together. So everything's aligned and together, including our ankles and our feet. And then let's take our right knee out to the side and then return to centre. Take our left knee out to the side and then return to centre. So take your right knee out and then return. Take your left knee out and then return. Take your right knee out and return. Take your left knee out and return. One more on each side, so right knee out and return, and then left knee out and return. And then let's take both knees out and return. So both knees out and then return. Both knees out and return. And last one, out and return. Let's now roll both knees over to the right side, and then let's return the knees back to centre before taking the knees over to the left. And then use our abdominals to return to the centre before rolling our knees over to the right. And then roll our knees back to centre, and then take our knees over to the left. Keep your upper body down on the mat. Don't lift your shoulder off the mat. Keep your back and your shoulders on the mat. So roll our knees over to the right, and then back to centre, and then take our knees over to the left. And then let's return them back to centre. Let's now roll over onto our side, and let's do some side leg kicks. So place your arm outstretched above your head, rest your head on your arm, and keep our bottom leg nice and bent so that it gives us some stability. Lift your top leg to hip height, push your top leg away from you so that your body is engaged, so that you're not slumped on the mat, you are lifted and your body is engaged. You may have a small pocket of air between your body and your mat. When you push your hip away, you might not, it doesn't matter, we're all different. Place your hand in front of you to give you some stability. Point your toes, so lengthen through your leg as if someone's gently pulling on your feet. And then when we're ready, we're going to flex the foot, take your leg forward as far as you can go, possibly to 90 degrees. That's as far as I can go because I've got tight hamstrings. Then point your toes and take your leg back. So we flex the foot and we take the leg forward, and then we point the toes and take the leg back. So we flex forward, point, back, flex, forward, point, back, flex, forward, point, back, and we flex, forward, and point, back. So we can do 4 more, and 3, and 2, and the last one. Keeping the leg raised, let's flex our foot, raise our hand and arm in the air, and let's pulse the leg. So slight pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your top leg down on the mat, straighten out your lower leg, lift your lower leg, and then flex your foot, and let's pulse the lower leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place your lower leg down on the mat, and let's push up and change sides. So straighten your arm out on the mat. Above your head, rest your head on your arm. Your lower leg is bent to give you some stability. Lift your top leg to hip height and point your toes. Push your hip away from you so that you may have a little pocket of air between your body and your mat. You might not, we're all different, but push your hip away from you so that your body is engaged and that you're not slumped. You've got a nice alignment running down your body. Imagine somebody pulling on your toes so that you've got a nice straight leg, lengthening down your leg. And then from here, make sure you put your hand in front of you as well to give you some stability. But we're going to flex the foot and kick the leg forward, and then point the toes and take the leg back. So we're going to flex forward and then point back. So when you flex forward, if you can get to 90 degrees, perfect. If you can get as far as me, that's perfect as well. Go as far as you can without arching your back. So we flex forward and point back, and we flex forward and point back. So these are side kicks where we flex forward and we point back. So we flex forward and point back, and we flex forward and point back. So let's do 4 more, and 3, 2, and 1. Keeping the top leg lifted, let's flex the foot, place our hand and arm in the air, and let's pulse the leg, so small movements for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Place the top leg on the mat, straighten out the bottom leg, lift your bottom leg up, flex your foot, and let's pulse the leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the top leg and let's roll over onto our fronts. I'm going to use a towel to rest my forehead on. I just find it a bit more comfortable, but you don't have to. So bring your head down to the mat, place your forehead down on the mat, and let's work our arms. So put your arms down by your sides, palms facing the ceiling, and then let's lift both arms up and then down. So let's lift and then down, lift, down, lift, and down. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now lift our arms in the air, palms facing the ceiling, and then let's turn our palms down to the floor and then up. So we go down and up and down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up, down and up. Do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keeping our hands and arms raised, palms facing the ceiling. Let's do some small pulses for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your arms down by your side if more comfortable. Put your arms down towards your head if that's more comfortable for you, and let's work the legs. So engage the core by gently pulling in your belly button to protect your lower back. Your legs are hip distance or mat distance apart, whichever most comfortable for you. Point through your toes, and then when we're ready, let's lift the right leg up and then down. Lift the left leg up and then down. Lift the right leg up and down. Lift the left leg up and down. Lift the right leg up and down. Lift the left leg up and down. Let's do 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's progress that move by lifting both legs off the mat. So let's lift and down. So let's lift and down. Let's lift and down and lift and down. So let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now return our arms down beside us. So they're down by our hips. And now let's lift our head off the mat and then back down. So let's lift our head off and then back down. So lift and then down. Lift and then down. Let's do 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now place our hands down beside our shoulders, and let's do a version of the Pilates swan. So look down towards your mat, but lift your head off the mat, your arms are down by your shoulders, and then let's push our chest off the mat. So we lift up, and then let's return back down. So use your hands to lift, and then back down. So use your hands to lift, and then back down. So use your hands to push and lift your body off the mat, and then back down. And then let's lift, and back down, and then last one, let's lift, and then back down. Let's now bring our knees onto the mat. Take your knees nice and wide, push your bum down towards your heels. Place your hands in front of you, and let's do a child pose just to release any tension in our shoulders and in our back and in our arms. And let's just hold this pose and breathe nice and deeply for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's now push up, and let's return back to the seated position that we started today's class in. So thank you very much for joining me for today's Pilates class, which is ideal for beginners. I hope you've enjoyed the class, and I look forward to seeing you again very soon.